Alright, pressing Larry's new testimony. I don't know if that actually, what I was saying before about, like, oh, did you have anything to draw on? I don't know if that would actually work. I don't think that actually matters, because, like, this whole thing is just part of his sprite. Other than that, I don't really know what else to press. Other than the fact that they hadn't fully gone out, but that's a detail. I'll press this one, see what happens. Sketching the burning bridge. The burning bridge and everything that came with it. Or can we see the sketch, if you do have one? Oh shit, came with it. You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is... Enough! Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out... Oh, we do get to see it. I'd be curious. See how good he is. What do you mean? That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. The entire world? It's not that important. Well, we gotta look at the sketch. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please? Well, well, even I couldn't have imagined it turn out like this. Imagined what? That Maurice Donham's debut would take place here today like this. Show it, now! Okay, but steel yourselves. This. Alright. I get it, Larry. Pretty neat. I'll give it to you. You're like an elementary school student, drawing with some crayon and shit? I'll give you an A. Maybe even an A+. It's pretty good. And why is there a woman falling into the flames? That's a strange little detail I do have a question about. Well. So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma? Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. Hello? This is going to get ugly. Yeah, no one has the bravery to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry? What? The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate-looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know. Always falling from the sky. That crazy Iris! What would have happened to her if she'd injured herself flying like that? She wasn't falling, she was flying? Larry, please answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Was she really flying, or did a cape accidentally get hooked onto a statue and then pulled up by a rope? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant? Well, he didn't say anything about a silhouette. Flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? If so, then I'd believe that she's Dahlia, because she's harnessing her Satan power, manipulating the flames. But she's still probably not. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. So you're like, oh my god, the girl I love is falling into the flames. I better draw this. You're a good man, Larry Butts. Or maybe she flew over it. I don't know. Where did she fly to? I don't know. What are you talking about? What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Now, spirit channeling, that's a thing. I still don't understand why they don't. That happened in case 3 of the last game. It's like, why do you... Whatever. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high. Is that what she's talking about? I guess so. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something. Well, your drawing does not depict that accurately at all. I'm going to have to give you an F. Looks like she was right above it. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? I've never met the man. Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let us get back to the cross-examination by force, if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me. Well, shit. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. Alright, fuck it. Well, she didn't have a white hood. Sir, excuse me. That's the second time that's happened. With Bikini and now him. So I'll just get right to presenting. But I mean, he would have no reason to lie about that. We still have some questions about Bikini's whole thing, too. Maybe I should take back what I said about her being a good witness. Who knows what's going to come up later. But for now, there's no reason he'd be lying about that. So what's going on? I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth. Whoa. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris. Was it Dahlia? Being Satan? Maybe there's 3 of them. Maybe there's 10 of them. Maybe there's an army of them. I don't know. All sisters who all look the same. I don't know. Oh my god. Foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry, according to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood. But he did. Well, I was gonna say it looks like the drawing, it's her hair. But I guess the hood would be that long and flapping in the wind and shit, so it's fine. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Well, maybe you should marry the hood. Seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench, so there was a flying girl, it just wasn't Iris, because Iris didn't have her hood. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. It was Phoenix. He was the one flying. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? Is that a reference to the Wright brothers? What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? Oh, now he's gonna get all jealous. Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why, you, Nick, you... I thought that said dong for some reason. You doog? Dog? Ain't no dog, Larry. I'm just better in every way than you. I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded, straight into the garbage. Huh. Oh, yeah. Wow. What is it now, witness? Feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What now? Now he's mad because his art's getting thrown away and Phoenix is stealing his girlfriend and what? But I have some definitive evidence. Where has it been this whole time? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Maurice Donham, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Oh boy, tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Eddie, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me. Oh boy, what do you got now? Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere. That is Elise's. And it is bloody. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere. That was Elise's, though. What are you talking about? Am I missing something? A crystal sphere? Is that like a crystal star? Or a crystal shard? This one pretty, isn't it? Will you have it? That sphere, where did you find it? Give it to me. It has blood on it, you fucking lunatic. Let me see. Around here somewhere? Okay. Huh. Well, Elise fell. She apparently fell. After her death. No. She fell. Which one happened first? I keep forgetting. She was stabbed first, and then she fell. Right. So maybe it was her falling? But why would she be above the bridge, and why over there? And then how'd she get over there? And I mean, it's her sphere, so I don't know. It was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward. No. There is something on it, isn't there? Oh my, it's a bloodstain. What? A bloodstain? Yup. You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Loris Donum only a few minutes ago? Make up your mind, fool. Sorry, Francisca, I did not mean to steal your word. Anyway, so all this nonsensical ass trappings. It's not hers, though, so I don't know why you're saying this. What should I... Okay, why do you say that? That does not make sense. It was hers. Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Whoa. Man. Miss Elise Donum, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey! That's my photograph. Give it back. A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, yeah, I was gonna say, like, she must not be talking about the one she's wearing now, but she was just being an ass. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal sphere. It's gone. What? Indeed, what? Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood, more importantly. The crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. I did not expect a mysterious flying girl. That is interesting. So it was her, probably. A fool alongside another fool, on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that, I saw it with my own two... And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donum was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of the murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case. That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. The same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No, what? Enough joking. Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Donham left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed. Is it because the staff was buried in the snow? Or something like that? Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness, who you called, will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can. Probably. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Hell yeah. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I thought it was going to make me point to something in that photo. I was like, why is that photo up there? Why is that photo up there? Which photo is that? That's the crime photo? Proves the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Like, why is that photo up? Just because that... I mean, they wouldn't show that photo, and then that photo is what you're supposed to present. Would they? Let me actually check the sphere since I haven't... It has blood on it. Okay, nothing interesting. I mean, the fact that it has blood on it, that's one thing. There's the staff itself, which was covered in snow, but I don't... And where's the... Do we have a picture? No, we don't have any pictures of the whole area like that. That one is the best that we have. Again, let me look at it. The crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Well, I mean... I feel like an idiot right now. Because... I'm gonna say... she doesn't have her staff with her. I don't know what else to do, so... Your response, Miss Von Karma? Birds of a feather flock together. Are you familiar with this phrase? Miles Edgeworth? I think one such bird is calling for its fellow now. Go, go, Edgy, do it! Prove it! Win! 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 Yeah. Nope. Okay. Well then, maybe I will present the picture and say that she doesn't have her staff with her there, but that doesn't really mean anything, because we know that that is not the time of the murder. That picture, like where she was stabbed there, that's not where she was actually stabbed and killed, you know? But, fuck it, I'm gonna present that picture. Why would they show that picture and then that is what you have to present? And he's talking about the sphere. Well, that's what I was going for, like buried in the snow. That's what I was going for by presenting the staff. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Okay. I got lucky there. I presented the photo. It really had nothing to do with anything that just happened. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? Back to the snowing thing. That really is playing a big part in this. Did they even say beforehand whether or not it was buried in the snow? If they did, it wasn't, like, made very clear. That's not what I was thinking about at all. The crystal sphere must have... Jesus, I can't read. Must have been dropped before the murder. I saw before highlighted and I got ahead of myself. Order, order, order. On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge, and there, something occurred that caused this crystal sphere to come loose. What? What could that have been? The sphere. There is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness! Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim... I will punch you in the face. Did we not go over that entire thing? That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same... Go ahead and die. No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost after the moment of a blade's insertion. Yep. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Stonham's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone... No, they had a snowmobile! I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove the possibility it happened as I presume. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.